Yo, your friendly neighborhood quarter guy here, and let's talk Pokemon! So earlier this week, CoroCoro Magazine, a source for various things in gaming and anime, I believe it's anime as well, but also gaming, they revealed something interesting. A brand new Pokemon! And we didn't get a lot of details about it, other than, so let me share with you, let's review what we know so far. The Pokemon's name is Magiana. It is a man-made Pokemon that was apparently made 500 years ago, and it's going to have a role in the new Pokemon movie, which features the mythical Pokemon Volcanion. And from what I can get, and its appearance looks pretty interesting. I mean, its top half looks sort of like a mechanical bunny, and its bottom half kind of looks like a Pokeball. It's pretty interesting. So it's pretty much brought up two possibilities as to how it could relate to the games. Possibility 1, it's a fourth mythical Pokemon for Generation 6, and it will factor into the release of what's probably going to be Pokemon Z. I mean, there's some evidence that there's going to be a Pokemon Z, because Nintendo always seems to release sister games for each Pokemon generation. There hasn't been a generation yet that hasn't had a sister game. Gen 1 had Yellow, Gen 2 had Crystal, Gen 3 had Emerald, Gen 4 had Platinum, Gen 5 had Black 2 and White 2, where we all expected that it was going to be Gray. Anyways, it's likely that there's going to be a Pokemon Z, given that we've already seen the various forms of Zygarde, including the complete form of Zygarde. But some people have also wondered if this new Pokemon, Magiana, might be the first revealed Pokemon for possibly Generation 7. I mean, we've had teases for each new generation in the generation before. I mean, with Gen 2, Ho-Oh and Meryl were leaked early. For I forgot what Gen 3's were going on. I think it was Kecleon. Gen 4's early looks were at Munchlax and Lucario. I forgot what Gen 5's were and Gen 6's were. But that's also a possibility as well. And to be honest, I am not quite sure which one is more plausible at this point. Though I'd be leaning towards Pokemon Z right now, considering the fact that Generation 6 is like only 3 years old. Yeah, it's a little too early for a new generation, even if this is the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. But this new Pokemon does look interesting. Also, one thing... In other news, a new QG Reacts was just posted yesterday. So, if you like seeing me react to videos that are funny or weird or whatever, feel free to check that out. My top 10 favorite Pokemon script is currently complete in its rough draft form. I'm currently getting feedback from other people on it before I record and gather footage for it. So, I plan to upload it on Pokemon Day, which, if I recall correctly, is the 27th of February? I have to check that. Anyways, for my question of the week, what do you make of Magiana? As always, leave your answers in the comments below. I'll pick my favorites and feature them on next week's episode. Here are last week's winners. And with that, time for the Fourth Wall Mailbag. As always, send me your questions via YouTube messages, and I'll pick the ones I can answer the best and answer them on next week's episode. First question comes from Banana Bros, who asks, which characters in Overwatch interest you the most? Well, I mentioned a few of them in my top 10 games I'm hyped for in 2016, Tracer being one of them. But I think the one that interests me the most is Winston. I mean, it's an intelligent ape, well, an intelligent gorilla, being put in an FPS. I just really like that concept. I also like the robot character, I forget what his name is. And Genji also looks cool because, you know, ninjas are awesome. I honestly regret not trying to get into the Overwatch beta so I can get a better feel for each of the characters in the game so far. But right now, Winston is looking to be my favorite. Next question comes from the Gold Mutant, who asks, in the spirit of top 10 favorite Pokemon, if you were a gym leader, what type would you specialize in and who would be on your team? As for the type, that is easy. I would want to be the first Dark-type gym leader. I am honestly shocked that we don't have a Dark-type gym leader yet. It's been 6 generations. 6 freaking generations! And still no Dark-type gym leader. I mean, come on. Every other type has had at least one gym leader. Even Fairy-type. As for which Pokemon I'd use, I'd probably use Crocodile, Houndoom, Hydreigon, and Tyranitar. Or possibly Bisharp. Those are the ones I think of most when I think of Dark types, aside from mythical and legendary Pokemon, which are obviously off limits for gym leaders. But those are the kind of Pokemon I'd use. Dark types all the way. Next question comes from Sloth the Chaos 666, who asks, which anime would you like to get a video game, and what kind of game would it be like? Well, early this year, I finished watching Kill la Kill, and I have to say, that would be the kind of stuff you would see in a Platinum Games or Suda51 style hack and slash. That would be totally off the hook. I mean, the animation itself for the show is just so bonkers and berserk and crazy and any other kind of similar synonyms I could think of. But it's just, the battles themselves are just, they're made for that kind of game, the kind of game you see from Platinum Games or Suda51. That would be freaking awesome. Next question comes from Shadow Pit Finn the Skullboy, long name, who asks, what is your most nostalgic movie series? I would have to say Men in Black. Yeah, it's kind of stupid, but damn if it wasn't entertaining. I like the contrast between Will Smith's New York cop attitude and the no-nonsense character of Tommy Lee Jones. They just struck a chord with each other. And there was a good mix of humor and action, and just, well, the first 2 movies anyway. I never saw the third. If you've seen the third, let me know if it's worth watching. I just have good memories of those 2 movies. Protecting the Earth from the scum of the universe. Final question this week comes from Taylor Crouch, who asks, if Soma Cruz was in a death battle, who would you want to see him against? Let's see. Powers that allow him to take the souls of their enemies. Versatile combinations. Shang Tsung.